Well, hello. This is Rosa, rcgkreations. How you doing? We're bringing part 2 of making our own apple cider vinegar. This is my first one. I'll put a link in the description box of my first video. I'll put all this together. So now this has been, I want to make sure you're in frame there. And I'm doing this without an apron. Let's see how messy I get. This is part 2 of what to do 4 months later, and like I did in my first video, I did a bunch of videos, I saw a bunch of stuff, I did a lot of research, stuff on Google, the internet, the whole shebang, and I just picked this one just because I just picked it. I thought it was something that I think I could handle, and I just wanted to see, because I like this person quite a lot. I watch a lot of her videos, and we'll go from there. And I picked 2 and 3 pieces from 4 different videos, and I put them all together, and I'm thinking it's going to work, so we'll see. So this is the unveiling. After you make it, every week you stir it, okay, and you can smell that it's fermenting. So let's undo the unveiling, and you want to use a rubber band to seal the juices in, and it's mostly so the little bugs or the fruit flies don't get in it. So you want a cotton towel that'll breathe. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, and I got my little strainer because we're going to strain all the fruit so nothing but the juices fall into the pan. Okay, let me stand up to do this, but I'm going to show you the inside of the jar. It's really nice and cloudy, and I don't remember seeing hers that cloudy, but hers was cloudy. In fact, 3 of them that I saw were cloudy. So let's see. That big chunk is the mother, which is the good stuff. 2 of them don't keep their mother in their homemade apple cider vinegar. And then that's the inside of the jar. I wish we had smell-o-vision. You could smell it, and it's like, whoo! It's vinegar, apple. It's definitely apple cider vinegar. Let me grab a spoon. And I got my little trash can right here, because it's all going to go in the trash as soon as I'm getting through dumping. And I have to sit because today's a bad day with my medical issues. So let me it's just gonna dribble, and I'm not gonna bother squeezing all this excess out of here because I'm okay with what we get. You could, but I don't see a point in it. Let me move this over. I know I'm a little bit out of frame here, but I'm still in frame, and I will show you in a minute what the mother looks like. And these are just pieces of the apple skins. I did not core it. I did not skin it. I even left the little twig of the apples in. This is what I was saying. I saw several videos. Some people did the skinning and the whole. I thought that was just too much work, because the whole point of doing this is to make your life a little bit easier and frugal. Y'all know me, Frugal Rosa. I did it mostly to save on money. Because that's what I'm learning to do, because when I get ready to retire in a few years, saving money is going to be my biggest issue, so I can have a fun and enjoyable retirement and be able to travel all over. And we hope to do some overseas traveling. That's our goal. We'll see if we get it. So what I save now will help toward that. I'm trying to find, there's the mother, and it's like a little blob of skin, and I'm not saving it. It's supposed to be really nutritious for you. You see that? And I've chosen not to save it. Ugh, I should have grabbed my little same towel. All this has got to go in the wash anyway, because all these sat for 4 months. So they've absorbed a lot of the flavor, the smell of this apple cider. So there's nothing in here but water, sugar, and apples. That's it. Nothing else is in here. So I'm going to get to the other jar. Just take this jar. If you ever see when you're doing your zinni mold, pick out the mold as long as it's just on the little top layer, and then you don't have to discard the rest. Pour a little bit of store-bought apple cider vinegar inside your jar and stir it, and that should kill it. If it doesn't, then throw away whatever's inside the jar, because that one's been contaminated. And I'm going to do this one a little bit slower so you can see the mother as it comes out. And see, it's going to start to come out in a minute. Look at that clean jar, other than the top part that wasn't exposed to any liquid. And it's dribbling out. Okay, we'll just drain the excess. I'm going to continue to do these on the other two jars, but I don't want to see you. I'm just doing the same step over for the other two jars. I'm going to bring you back, and then we're going to I'm going to strain this one more time, but I'm going to clean my strainer out, and I'm going to strain it one more time, and then we'll be able to put it in our jar that we're going to save for our future use in our cooking and baking. We'll bring you back. Okay, we're back. We're not done yet, but this is what I wanted to show you. This is why you want to strain this. I'm going to strain this at least 3 times. That's just my rule of thumb. You see all this sediment? That's the stuff from the apples, from the skins, the cores, the whole thing, because I put everything in there, and that's what you want to discard. So this is why you need to strain it, and I'm going to strain this at least 3 times. And I messed up, and I've been a big mess right here. I got a bunch of liquid there I got to get out before it spills all over. Make sure you have a whole bunch of towels with you. And I think I should have worn my apron, which I did not. It's too late now. So let me just bring you a closer view. You see that? Those are the sediments from the apples. So I've got a brand new clean trash can liner. So I have no problem in using that to tap it against, because it's brand new clean, so I know it's not dirty. And then this is my first sift juice that's going to go in this container, because this is a clean container. And I can definitely see, I know you can't see it very well. Let me see if I can bring you down. I gotta be careful. But you can see the contents is not near as cloudy, as this is the first straining, and this is the first ones that came just out of the jar. But see how cloudy they are? And so you want to get all that cloudiness out of there. Oops, sorry about that. Just want to make sure I'm still in frame. So I'm going to continue to do this. There may be a better way to do this, but I'm going to be honest with you. The stuff that I saw on the internet, well, there was a bunch of stuff that was just reading. There was no pictures or no video. And the videos I did watch didn't show you this step here. And this is the one reason why my channel, I spent a little bit more time, because you want to know you want to get from A to Z, but there's stuff in the middle. And that's the stuff in the middle that I don't know, and I want people to know. So this is why I'm taking the time to show you this, so you know this is one of the reasons why you want to strain, like this particular situation, you want to strain this 3 times, because you don't want this residue in your apple cider. You just want pure liquid and nothing else. So I'm going to bring you back when we're completed with this project, and then we'll be able to show the finished project. We'll be back. Okay, we are back for the final finale. But while I was sitting there doing my sifting to get all the yucky sediments out of the apple cider vinegar, I did strain it 3 different times. Oh, I got your angle a little bit off. Sorry about that. And I ended up with this whole container, which this is a gallon. It's wide, but short but wider. And it's a gallon, and I ended up making 1 whole gallon plus almost a full pint. So that's not too shabby out of 4 half gallons of home fresh apples, skins, seeds, stems, and everything. All I did was chop. I just quartered them. That's all I did was just quarter them. First thing is I wash the outside of the skins really well. I do my homemade vegetable wash. So I did that. And I scrubbed them really well on the outside just to make sure they were all good. And I got in the little corners of the stem and the little corners of the bottom just to make sure there's no dirt and stuff. Then I stuck them in my jars, added water, added some sugar, covered it with my little cloths that I showed you earlier. Put rubber band over it. You want a breathable cloth like cotton. Okay, and then you just let it sit. Now, technically, you can let it sit after 4 weeks and then you're totally done. I wanted to try a different method where you did it for 4 months. I'm glad I did. And the reason is, number one, it's more nutritious and it's better for you. And I have been doing a lot of research. In order, you know, at the grocery store, the stores, department stores, when you buy apple cider vinegar, it's the dark brown. The color is determined by the apples and how acidity they are and how it ferments, okay? And that's part of a chemical processing. Not so much chemical, but it is a little bit of chemical. And if anybody knows, please correct me, put it in the comments, because again, I'm brand new at this, and all I can do is my own research. I advise all of y'all to do your own research before you do any kind of projects like this, because when it comes to food, you want to do your own research just to make sure, because you don't want to get anybody sick. Okay, and all of my jars, as you can see, there's a residue on all of them. Okay, I'm just going to show you. There's all the jars, all 4 jars. Okay, but that's normal, because anything that's sitting under the liquid, it's gonna, of course, like anything else, going to get dry and crusty, and there's where mold could build up if you don't do it right. Which is, you have to stir it once a week, every week, or every, I forget, I'll double check my, I'll do a pop-up, because I got to double check my notes, and I don't have them right quick, and I really want to stay within under my 15 minutes. So, now if you notice this one, this was the jar, because I labeled it, that had a different type of apple. These other ones were the green Granny Smith apples. And this one was the red. I'm pretty sure, I'll double check on my video and I'll do a pop-up. But that had a darker color, as you can see from the other ones. So these other 3 were the same type of apples. This was a little bit different. But see how darker it got? Okay, and that's more of the color. But because I had 3 of those apples and only 1 of this one, is why we got the lighter color. Okay, and I wish we had smell-o-vision, because this is definitely apple cider vinegar. And I took a little taste test, and it tastes like apple cider vinegar. I have a store-bought one, which I'm going to continue to use that until it's gone, because I'm not wasting my money. So I'm going to continue to use that. But I want to show you on the mother. The first 2, I discarded the mother because I wasn't going to save it. But while I was sitting there waiting for it to stir and doing the 3 levels of sifting, I went ahead and did some more research and on that. Found a website. Here's 2 of the mothers. All you do is add some white distilled vinegar just to coat the mother. You don't want to soak it. You don't want to drench it. You want to just coat it so it stays wet, because this has already been fermented. Okay. So as you can see there, it's all there. Let me close my thing up before I spill. I'm known to have a little bit on the clumsy side, and you just get a lid and close it up. Oh, you know what? I got my little wet. This is a brand new towel. Just, as you can tell, my table's clean. It was a big mess. Juice and liquid and apple stuff all over the place. And I'm just getting my, this is just one of those plastic reusable lids. And you want to close it airtight. Close it tight. Leave it, don't put it in the fridge. Leave it in a cool, dark place. And I'm going to put it right back in that little pantry shelf that I have in the corner, where I laid all 4 of these to ferment for the last 4 months. It is going to stay there, and because it's going to be down there, because that's where I'm going to store this apple cider vinegar, is in that same pantry. So I'll have this one, but I'm going to use this one first to save on space. Then once this one's empty, I'll use this one, but I'm going to be using my store-bought apple cider vinegar first, because those are, I purchased mine. It depends on the store, and I just go whatever's on sale. And they sell them in the plastic jars. Well, those plastic jars tend to cave in after a while. So I don't want to have it come open my closet pantry door and have a big mess because the plastic busted on me. So I'm going to use those first. I may end up just changing them and putting them in these glass jars, because you're supposed to store homemade apple cider vinegar in glass or good quality plastic. And it's already spilt, because this is not an airtight. This is not one of my balls. This is one of my Temu recyclable lids. So I just got to remember I can't move it too much, because if you buy those plastic ones from Ball, those are liquid tight, and you won't have spillage, because I have a bunch of those. But I'm saving those because I guarantee you this is going to be used within the next 60 days. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll just know to make sure it always stays upright and don't move it around too much. And this one, because it's got that old locking with the seal, the rubber seal there, this is not, it's just still spill out, but not very likely, not very much. So, but of course, because this is heavy, it's going to stay upright. So anyway, here is my mother. This is going to stay up to 2 months. I'm going to put a label on this with the date. With today's date, which is today's January the 29th, 2024. So this is going to be good for 2 months. And I'm going to add to my grocery list to buy some more apples so I can start making another batch. I'm not going to do this 4 because I don't need this now, because I'm going to start working on the process where it's only going to take 4 weeks. And 4 weeks is more than enough time when this one's empty to refill it with one of those, and all I need to do is just save one of these jars, and that's going to be more than enough to continue every 4 weeks to make my own apple cider vinegar. I don't have to worry about buying it anymore. Now, again, depending on your apples, depends on the color. How long you let it sit and ferment is another thing on the color, okay? So it's not anything, the only thing you need to worry about is the mold. If you see any mold on the top of the apples, while you're sitting there for either the 4 weeks, the 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, however long you want to end up doing it, that's how you determine if it's going to be any good or not. But most of the time, if you see just a little bit of mold, when you go and peek on it, pick out that mold part, add some store-bought apple, and they to the site said 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and pour that in there and stir it, and that will kill whatever little bitty mold that would be, because you caught it early. Now, if it's loaded with mold, forget it. Just chunk the whole thing and put this in the dishwasher and make sure it's a disinfect, so this will get cleaned out and get washed out really well. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. And this is my take on making your own apple cider. Let me move this over so we have a good little photo for the end of the video. Okay, you can see that. Okay, and this is my take on making your own apple cider vinegar. We thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.